In the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, anti-government protesters remained in a tense standoff with police after a day and night of clashes that left at least 25 people dead and hundreds wounded. The fighting was the worst violence in nearly 3 months of mass protests in Ukraine. Government officials have said the clashes were an attempt by opposition activists to seize power by force. Also in Ukraine, rioters in the western city of Lviv overturned cars, broke windows, and smashed computers at a police station. Police said that criminal records were burned and weapons were stolen. Protesters in Lviv and other western cities stormed a number of government buildings as clashes continued in the capital. In Kyrgyzstan, human rights activists gathered outside the Ukrainian embassy in the capital, Bishkek, calling for the bloodshed in Ukraine to stop. Several prominent activists accused Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych's regime of attacking demonstrators. They warned a similar situation might develop in Kyrgyzstan if the government decides to join the customs union, a trading bloc led by Russia. In Kazakhstan's largest city, Almaty, mortgage holders from across the country gathered outside the National Bank building. They demanded state assistance in their dispute with the local banks over the repayment of their mortgages. They complain that their loans are pegged to the US dollar and that the recent devaluation of the national currency, the tenge, has made it impossible for them to repay their debts. In Armenia, high-ranking military officers and others marked the 10th anniversary of the death of Grighen Markaryan. The Armenian army lieutenant was hacked to death by an Azerbaijani officer during a NATO-run language course in Budapest. The high-profile case inflamed tensions between the two countries, which fought a war in the early 1990s. Margaryan's killer, Ramil Safarov, was transferred from Hungary to Azerbaijan to serve out his sentence there, but he was immediately pardoned by President Ilham Aliyev. In Pakistan's Peshawar province, an elderly female politician launched her own political party to fight for the rights of ethnic Pashtuns. Begum Nasim Wali, the widow of nationalist leader Abdul Wali Khan, announced the name will be the Awami National Party Wali. The party is led by Wali's stepson, Asfandiar Wali. In Moscow, a small group laid flowers at a monument to Tsar Alexander II to mark the 153rd anniversary of the emancipation of the serfs in Russia. The commemoration was led by Leonid Gauzman, who heads the Right Cause political party. Tsar Alexander's 1861 Emancipation Manifesto gave 23 million serfs the right to own property and travel and do business freely. In the Belarusian capital Minsk, several dozen people attended the launch of the Belarusian language version of writer Sviatlana Alexievich's latest book, Secondhand Time, The Demise of the Red Woman. The book is a collection of monologues written by the author during her trips across the former Soviet Union over the past decade. State-controlled publishing houses have refused to publish books by Alexievich, who lived abroad for more than a decade before returning to Belarus in 2011. And that's the video roundup from Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty.